Based in London, we are a dynamic award-winning firm specialising in a range of legal services. Welcome to BWF Solicitors, a trusted and experienced law firm specialising in immigration and nationality, appeals and judicial review, dispute resolution, family and matrimonial, and other family law disputes with international context. These include matters such as private child arrangement orders, contestant and uncontested divorce, non-molestation for domestic violence, and financial remedy. Our childcare and family team appreciate the issues facing you at such a difficult time. Our advice is delivered in a confidential and sensitive manner. Meet Bernard Owusu, our esteemed senior partner. With over 32 years of experience and known for his expertise and dedication to serving our clients and the community. BWF Solicitors stands for integrity, respect, excellence, teamwork, diversity, inclusion, and service to the community. We provide tailored assistance specific to your case. At BWF Solicitors, every day is filled with dedication, creativity, and a commitment to finding the best solutions for our clients. Our team at BWF Solicitors is ready to assist you with all your legal needs. You can find us at the 4th floor, Anna House, 214 to 218 High Road, Seven Sisters, London, N15 4NP. Our main office line is 0208 493 7340, or our emergency line is 07712 761 884.
Our private client services team is recognized for providing clear and practical legal advice to our clients in the United Kingdom and Ghana. Expert help with will writing, probate or estate administration. Our will writers and probate lawyers can act for you to obtain grant of probate and carry out estate administration on your behalf. The probate takes place after someone dies. If there's a will, the named executor is responsible for ensuring that the estate of the deceased is secured, assessing its value and paying any inheritance tax. If there is no will, the intestate and inheritance rules require similar responsibilities. Our lawyers offer strategic and practical solutions to the issues which clients face, whether it's in relation to succession planning, will preparation, probate and the administration of estates, immigration and visas, contentious family or probate disputes, administering estates often with inheritance cross-border issues, international trust advice including residence, domicile issues, wealth preservation, a fast, efficient service from SRA-regulated professionals, transparent pricing. BWF Solicitors, let us take care of probate.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending wherever you are. Mema obi biara akwaba eba yedwumede iso. Enenso adom ni ahwe yi nti no. Twede ampo Nyankopɔn adaroma. Yetumi abama kwan na edwumede a yedi no every Friday bia yede ba no. Enenso yetumi ede aba ene se eye BWF Solicitors ene omo ahwe no education omo de ba every Friday biano. And then so yetumi di abama kwan. Mejiri se baby biara wo ho ye na se ho ye de na mesre we ni de mo. Ye di edwumede no ahya ase no. Bomodia na bunnies and something called a BWF Solicitors. Mo fancheme. Mo bomodin na mo share program no na mo mane nko bebia obi ehia bia mo fa enko ewo Instagram so ewo Twitter so ana X si ana ye frɛ no na afen so no Facebook so just say all the platforms no bebia wo bia copy and share share the link no na ento bia na eba no legal education na eya na ehu hia nkasa sanse ho na etumi ehu nioma ekoso titiri ewo ye mremu ewo kromu ha na afei nso no even Ghana mmerɛ mu nso nneɛma a ɛbɛtumi aboa yɛ ama yɛtumi gyina so de yɛtu kwan anaa yɛde ato abrabɔ mu ne nyinaa ɛka ho nti ɛnɛ yɛde adwumadie no ba abɛto so dendenden megye di sɛ biribiara wɔ no wobɛhyɛ program no na yɛtumi akɔ so media ne manyɛte wohyia m baabi a na wofrɛ manyɛte a megye wo so ɛnɛ menya me resource person me sister panin baako pɛ a ɔde lawyer Eunice ɛnɛ mɛto nsa de afrɛ no na ɔde mmirika aba yi deɛ na kyerɛ sɛ yɛde dwumadie no bɛhyɛ so dendenden nti lawyer Eunice mema wakɔ aba ɛba dwumadie no so.
Major so very my I hope say I'm ya don week na ko kama.
Me ho yɛ ankasa na me ho yɛ deɛ yɛde adwumadie no bɛkɔ so me saa nso na menim sɛ wo nso wo ho yɛ na yɛka ne sɛ medical ama wakonya wɔ ho na wode nkyia ama etiefoɔ na ahwɛfoɔ afei nso no sɛ wonim sɛ ba no home office deɛ honestly speaking ɛnɛ ɔmbɛka biribi ɔkyena ɔmbɛka biribi na kyerɛ sɛ day in and day out no da bia na ɔmode biribi foforɔ ɛba nti nea mepa ebisa ne sɛ na wɔtwe a yɛbɛhyia mu wɔ ha a yɛdi nketa ho yɛkyerɛ education yɛyɛ biribi no yɛkɔtwa yɛn ho asan aba na wɔtwe mu biribi wɔ hɔ a ɔmode ato efidie ne so anaasɛ ɔmayɛ biribi ɛwɔ mframa no mu anaasɛ nea pɔtɔ kasa mu yɛbɛka sɛ update ɔmode update bi aba anaa mpatwa adaroma
Major so that's very Mami nhyia yɛtiefoɔ ne ahwɛfoɔ a mohwɛ yɛn ɛwɔ Facebook so ne YouTube so I hope say nyame adom mu nyinaa mo ho yɛ and I know say this is the last Friday of the month of September and say I hope say nyame adom mu nyinaa mo ho yɛ with mo nkɔla no so say ya manya ɛka yɛ every week bia yɛma updates in regards to your immigration and some. And that's it to and share any update in terms of their abino ashishe per se. But I know say in for it's in yama with news no so. I think in regards to this 10-year settlement visa no Ubia say government near proposals in May to say they would increase the settlement period for those especially under work routes from the 5 years to 10 years. And I know say over the news other political leaders have also mentioned say they are going to be tough on immigration and they would make sure say the settlement period is 5 instead of 10 years. And so in for air panic and they are thinking, well, is this something that they're going to bring into force sometime soon? Proposals normal in May, they haven't obviously put them into force. And governments ebe in shishay and sana aba into force and I say bra say you do so. So when it comes to this settlement applications, I think that governments now they would have advisory group discuss with them and see how best that to me I implement it sa in shishay omo fashion and so ho. I don't think say a bibia omo debe tum this year. But let's keep our eyes open because I know say a chrome hadje say abai ne ka say ombeye bibia enche bia na omode nhyehyeye so ato ho. Nti we are watching the space. They will be advised about it and then they will see how best to implement it because nkofo Adrian say hey na mbra ba and yeah yawa route no so that no ebe affecting na most times the law is not retrospective in say oh mbra said that they would not say mwa said that no na ebe affect mo into I don't expect them to make the law retrospective in any way shape or form say conform mwa said that no ebe affect mo into hopefully once they've been able to seek advice and then bring it into law yebehu de sa embrace atodwa ama etiefu hu say ni say ena eko Into mema when and show. Most times, like I said, the law is not retrospective because the one brana said that they are was no na ebe ubedi swa until a. And then secondly, in regards to yeah, European applications and Kofa or more European applications under the EU settlement scheme. I know that last week my auntie Kasena down for be there or say crassi bina on say she efa sa EU settlement scheme applications. But your money will be a or what's that situation no more? Pacho, mum here because it's not just in Crawford Mutiti Krasim. Yeah, we have people also within landing area because of more permanent residents, no, we do for no and be some more shre and when they say more ye omo nim crampo say you settlement scheme be ever why somewhere into pacho unimo be a or na sitting through the EU settlement scheme ebia up till now until say oh yes EU settlement scheme application there but your mumbo mu de road say say omo ye because omo to kwan and they be de ama omo pa nti say omo to me yes applications no na at least some to kwan krampo omo be bibi sisi ade I believe say when it comes to a for no because there were on system also say or more permanent residents, no, they are not really doing any checks on those people. So it's quite difficult for them to know, say, some baby. But money will be a more sad situation no more dear and their because I have a situation where Nibakono ne permanent residents so say yeah about 10 years. 10 years no up and wa yeah go so yeah bisa if you can see them for no say almost then of course they brought a decision so almost no but after there ni visa almost who be na almost still na almost for bibian by you report it to the error team say almost and share but still na they are going back and forth with us it is very very important say bibisa wɔ hɔ they must act promptly and I said they must act immediately senior at least found in same ember because nipa korɔ no crampo ɛgye to say universal credits crampo na ɔmo bebisa sɛ wo share code wɔ he so wontumi ma ɔmo share code a ɔmo ntumi ma wo asset benefits no it is very very important say at least mobetumi ayɛ saa EU settlement scheme sɛnea at least nneɛma bɛbobɔ so ebia wo deɛ wonyɛ adwuma wogye benefits anaa koraa mpo sɛ wo deɛ wontu kwan afei na wopɛ sɛ wotu kwan wei nyinaa no sɛ wotumi ɛyɛ na at least biribiara akɔ kama te sɛ sɛnea last week mekaeɛ no because it has been 5 years since ɔmo introduce yɛ no nti sɛ woyɛ application na ɔmo bɛbisa wo for late reasons nti ɛne sɛ wotena fie na woka sɛ oh me ankasa mɛyɛ m'adeɛ late reasons you have to provide evidence of that otherwise almost to mean process application a cry it is very important so we who branding for na almost to me aboa na who late reason potia almost to me e de akyerɛ efficacy for na ansa na why application no it is very very important say mobile madam for name obusan for the na almost to me ayɛ saa adeɛ wei nti ma yɛte mɛgya wɔ ha na yɛtumi atoa so with the main program for today.
Yo, and Eunice made that see na yeah beto aso no na kyerɛ sɛ applications ne deɛ wobɛtumi ayɛ o nanso sɛ wamfa evidence anka ho a na onim sɛ yɛde bɛto nkyɛn koraa na sɛ yɛde wo right back to you na yɛbisa wo sɛ ɛdeɛn na ɛkyerɛ sɛ adekodi no a woka no sɛ ɛyɛ nokorɛ sɛ ɛyɛ ntorɔ fa evidence bɛka ho enti no ne nyinaa is about showing your answers no practical with evidence. And no na here. Yo, etiefo na hwefo ye beko yenim ne yenko yenim ne mfa nchia emma dodo na abaso nyina. Me mpese time continent ka mix me bibodin ni nyina na ebema emre beko ba me mbo nipa miensa anum bia omo ye very loyal to this platform. Chese ye nya hwem ya na omo edu ho eye me nua ba titu tilidumatili nyame nhya ba bibiara wo medinchi akese ede ma papa saa nso na ye nua bema adai taribo wonso so mechia wo papa bebi a wo bia no nhya akese saa nso na patricia se wa champa na agima mu nyina mechia mo ankasa bebi a mo wo bia no ye jedi se mo nsa ka mo share and then you are promoting the page sine be ya dodo na ehun so benya mfaso ye beko yenim na ye koyenim ene ye topic na mu ohwampa ene se dodo na ye na ye wo ye nkrom eye Ghana wherever you are. It's not about just Ghana. Krobia wo bia, be it any country at all, there are times in your life you want to travel. I mean, pay a visit to another country, and so doing, you have to go through a process. And going through a process before you can get the visa to travel to that particular country, you have to prove in certain ways, so many ways, that indeed your trip is just in and out and nothing else. Intino sana saa kwenya na da obi ni se one time in life no bet to me etu kwan na wako no aba no home office anase UK krom ha no se wo ba saa na tie nanso omo pese omo hu se ayembia akwantuo na wo se wo tu na wo ba be chia like visit wo ba be twa wo kakra ukosra obi, you are just going to visit the country and then return. No, they want to know omo pese omo hu se nokre akwantuo na application wo yes pese wo kosra kroya yan ye kroyi ede na kire se wo ye nukre difo se wo kono wo ye nipa tuturo se wo bedi wasem so se ampa me ko ma san aba eno na ene topic a ye pese ye treat no say how can you show that I'm coming to the UK as a genuine visitor? Na me can genuine visitor near me patra say lawyer needs to come and explain the legal aspect of it, but near me patra ni say ye can genuine visitor genuine bro ye chrome kasa mention that but we are hoho na wo ba we are no krese we are hoho a wo kwa akosra na wasansan wechi eno na metumi agina so no ma aka na mom no ye ba be kire se die ni die na kire se ampa wo a wo ba no wo ka no kre wo akwantu se wo kwa akosra UK abonten so no asan no eno na ene Eunice ba be cheche mu empo kwan a wo be fa so a wo be ye wo application no so o de be kan na afi nsem a o se wo ka o so mutumi agi wudi nso o de eno nso be kan afi nso de na be kire se ampa waba no oba beko because you just came so obesra na wasan wechi ne nyina lawyer news be chechire mu na amaye hu se ne be ya se yenua bi ana obi ye application so oba besra as a visitor mo hu kwan a mo betumi afaso na mo aye sa application na ato asom ewo efikase ni mu ana se ye embassies na ewo emiambia ewo yenkromo no ne ye hu nti Eunice ena misato nsafrewa me hu se ne air trending and saying home office for no sikapeo ana se nye sikapeo we can't even think or no but ne hu se na say visitors application bebre ana se application bebre a eba nkrofo eba as a visitor no ye to me banso omo saa me wa no ye gye omo sika no nso a ye refine na che say sika na hyiegu enti na answer na sika na be hyiegu no na aya asefem. It has become a trend this year kwano ohwe statistics a nkrofo a ya ba nso ana say ya momo visa say omombe visit no edos ankasa and it's been repeating and me de me tie kira me say we mu de omonya kokoo bi no mu twa efre ya ho because omo de nya sika pa ye refuse wo nso a ye ma wa kwanya say san kwa apeli eno a say ye see ko hihye onyo meyi na san be ya application ni bio ama nkrofo bebre ni anije e wo sa visitors application no mo che say e ha adwen ankasa e ha adwen ama ye nyi gidie mpo wo mu say UK uba as visitors a mo be ma visa no nanso no ɔmo de ma bi mu nso yɛ ma bi mu nti deɛ na saa nkurɔfo koro no a yɛde ma ɔmo no ɛdeɛ mpɔte na ɔmo yɛ no yie nti a ɔmo deɛ ɔmo kɔ a na yɛde visitors visa no ɛde ama ɔmo nti no me nua adɔfo a wotie mi ɛnkɔ baabiara ehia nkasa wowɔ kurom ha na ɔpɛ sɛ wo nua bi wadamfo bi ɔdɔfoɔ bi maame bi ɛbɛsra wo a this is the time a wobɛtie yɛ share the program, share the link na nkurɔfoɔ nso ehu nti Eunice masɛm bisa ɛno ara nie very simple and tietia ɛno ara sɛ how can I show that I'm coming to the UK as a genuine, the keyword here is genuine visitor nti mpatwɔ wobɛtumi de akɔ nkyerɛkyerɛ no mu asɛm bi wɔ hɔ a na ebisa alongside a wɔrekasa no mpatwɔ kɔ so.
That's very my I think say one my very very good introduction into otiphobia. Obutie and answer phobia or more share no. We'll just have a very good should I say glimpse into what we are coming to discuss this morning. Okay. Into to say yamaya akano. Most times we are looking for our family members and answer will be a name no to come on a visit to come and see us in the UK. And there are different types of visit visas. I mean, so we share appendix V of the immigration rules. Now, you have standard visitors visas for Nkofa Omoba as tourists and as Omo Ebe home or family members. You also have standard visit visas for Nkofa Ebia Omo area Omo Siki private medical care. And then you also have Nkofa Omoye visitors are almost Omoba as donors into their organ donors and they are coming to give organs no as a donor. And then you also have people who are standard visitors visa holders who may also come to the UK as people coming under permitted paid activities into ebia obi otondrum and are all performing ewo krom ha into those people come under permitted paid activities. And then you also have those who come under the approved destination status, which is Chinese for now, UK for now, EWA agreement, until they come under that route as standard visa holders. And then you also have but as short-term students into they are also coming on a short course and they also hold a standard visitors visa as well. And then last but not the least, who on confer omoba under the marriage and answer fiance visitors visa route. So there are a number of categories under the visitors visa route. And say but for any of those reasons, and so would share application and will say yes, I'm application now my for visitors visa no abia meba because mebesa yare inti because of sa asem intina meba and I said because of the fact say me organ donor intina meba and I said for the fact say mebe sra mebusini and I say meba stories intina meba into for whatever purpose and answer reasons here over no so which wo documentation mu any application now or no online say this is the reasons here over and there will definitely be certain questions regarding the purpose for your visit because based on the NCA woba no ɛno na ɔmo de bɛhwɛ a ɔmo de bɛ process or application also. Into most times say fa obi a ebi a ɔyɛ a standard visa visitors visa holder ɔpɛ sɛ ɔba because ebi a ɔbɛsra ne busuani dia most of the time they would expect say you will show evidence of sa family member no and then evidence that of course oba because ebi a nipa korɔ no aka kyerɛw sɛ ebi a ɔyɛ graduation bi nti behu no anaasɛ ɔbɛyɛ operation bi nti ɔpɛ sɛ ɔba as support nti there are different reasons a obusani no ɛbɛ invite wo sɛ bra UK kurom ha and most times nkurɔfoɔ a wɔte kurom hanom deɛ withdraw invitation letter for them to look at it to see if the reason here nipa kono eba no is also a credible reason. Into when it comes to visit visa applications, there, yeah, well, no, I hold one, but you have to be able to show the main purpose and answer the reasons here. Or person over UK Chrome ha. And specifically, no, yeah, same bisa no, a bisa say, how can you show say we a genuine visitor? And so we share yeah appendix V, specifically under 4.2 of yeah appendix V of the immigration rules. A can who a genuine visitor is, and I say the genuineness of nipakona or per se or by UK Chrome ha on visit. Nti first of all no, sɛ nipa na ɔreba no, ɛkyerɛ sɛ ɔreba bɛsra kurom ha for a specific purpose. Ɛna ɛsra no nso a ɔrebɛsra no, ɔba a ɔbɛsan n'akyi akɔ back. Ɛna nipa korɔ no nso sɛ ɔtumi ehu sɛ kurom ha ɛnyɛ ne kurom. Nti ɔntumi ɛnkɔ ɛmbɛtena hanom for long periods of time. Na onsan nkɔ na wasan aba again within a short period of time. Otherwise, ɔmo behu ne sɛ nipa korɔ no pɛ sɛ ɔma UK hanom ɛbɛyɛ ne kurom. Ɛna ɛsɛ utumi kyerɛ sɛ when it comes to visitors visa na ɔmo de ama wɔn no nso, you will not take part in any prohibited activities. Yɛbɛka ɛno nso ho asɛm. And then you have to be able to show say, oh bano, one kasa no wobɛtumi amaintain wo ho. Anaasɛ obi ebe maintain wo dia. Yɛma a ɔmo behia ɛyɛ sɛ, ɛsɛ ɔkyerɛ sɛ saa nipa korɔ no a ɔbɛ sponsor wo no, ɔno wowɔ a genuine professional relationship anaasɛ personal relationship with that person. Ɛna nipa no nso a ɔwɔ sponsor wo no, ɔni ɛhanom immigration nsɛm biara, into they are not in breach of any immigration rules whatsoever. Into say a third party and a best sponsor with their, then they are looking to see that that third party will be able to show say they are not in breach of any immigration laws and there is a genuine personal and answer professional relationship between the two of you. And then in terms of accommodations, and if also ever accommodate so then none is the evidence of accommodation. So can letter no ho. It's when it comes to showing genuineness, no, what are some of the things that they are looking at? Into most times, almost share wo personal circumstances ewo a chrome na wotimono. I mean, they haven't defined what the genuine visit is, but at least we'll show policy guidance now. It's showing yama almost share in regards to what they believe to be a genuine visitor. Into number one, say almost share with personal circumstances are with fear. Into ABA, what I would say fear no. ABA, we are students. ABA, we are juma. Into then na obetumi e de akyerɛ sɛ ebia woyɛ student anaasɛ obi a woyɛ adwuma anaasɛ wankasa wo own personal adwuma a woyɛ nti ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo hu evidence of those things. Woyɛ adwuma ma obi de a gye letter efiri adwuma mu fo no. Wokɔ school de a ɛnde gye letter efiri school fo hɔ no. Anaasɛ wankasa woyɛ w'adwuma a ɛnde kyerɛ sɛ wankasa no wo business a wa register wotɔn nneɛma way nti at the end of each year no ma wo accountant ne ɛyɛ wo accounts no ɛma ne bibia. Nti you have to show evidence of current personal circumstances a ɛwɔ fie. And also when it comes to ebia the fact say woyɛ family person, ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo hu waware a ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo hu. That is to show the family ties you have at home. Until they want to see evidence of those family ties in regards to we'll say the fact that we'll say wote ekuro wei so a wopɛ sɛ woba UK kurom ha as a visitor. And then also when it comes to personal circumstances, almost person who said when it comes to ABA or associations, and so apart from family ties, no, maybe you have other social ties. Into ABA, all can sorry home, and I say all can association be home, and I say oh yeah community work be into because of a non you have ties within the community and now within sorry and I say within specific areas within the community omo who as somebody which they should hold in high regard. And see, when it comes to those sort of applications, Lydia, they want to make sure say you have explained what circumstances and answer what ties are in the country that you are coming from. They want to know say this is the kind of person who is coming on a visit to the UK. Also, another thing that omo ehwe with travel history in order to tell whether you're a genuine visitor or not. Nti sɛ woka sɛ ebia mepɛ sɛ meba kurom ha but metu kwan da metu kwan akɔ other countries nti mepɛ sɛ UK nso meba na mebɛhwɛ sɛnea nneɛma ɛsiteɛ ɛwɔ UK kurom ha. They are looking at your travel history and whether you have been able to abide by those countries should I say terms and conditions. Into titiri no almost share countries within Europe and within America. So when I say America, I'm talking about Northern America like Canada, United States, those countries. Into most times, if you are able to show say Yamao visa across any of those Western countries there, then they are likely to believe that you are somebody who will comply with the terms and conditions that they give you. Say, wopɛ sɛ woba UK kurom ha. So they are making sure say yes, okay, nimpa we took kwan aba ebia Belgium da. Obaye no osanko back to ne kurom. Ana nipa we yama no visa say onko America. Okoye no osanko back to ne kurom. Nti this is somebody who may be seen to be credible and I say ebetumi ginedi say oba obesan nechi akọ back. Into travel history is also very important. I'm not saying say if we're to come to other countries are almost and also they will obviously look at the fact that ABA way to carry China and as Dubai or Korea or sandwichy. They will look at other countries such as those as well. But they hold the Western countries in far higher regard. Into that also helps in terms of genuineness test now emotion. And then also thirdly they look at what we call successive visits. Into ABA wa woba no waba UK Chrome hada o mama o visa da who say visa no more dema or no o buy no you stayed almost 6 months and I walk within maybe 2 weeks. Once I am back, so they are thinking, yeah, maybe I am on multiple visa. Into they are thinking, say, um, you just went like 2 weeks ago, and I will say I am back. You may be questioned why you are returning within a short period of time, because to say American, they don't want you to make the UK your permanent home because a visitor's visa almost them are for a specific purpose and answer for a specific reason. And see, they don't want the situation where you are coming on successive visits. Otherwise, it might get to a point where almost business say, now why are you visa no first time also over because of saying this. And see, I didn't now will sign about back to the UK. Into as soon as they see that you are coming on successive visits, ebia first time no mo ehu, second time no mo ehu, third time and nipa korɔ no ɛhwɛ ne system no mu ohun sɛ you've been coming quite often into what is the reason for your visit, into you have to be able to show DNT was I have a back on a very regular pace. And if they believe say, oh pese uma UK chrome ha eyo chroma, and the long sign with you because on pese obey UK chrome ha chrome. So that's third in terms of showing whether you are a genuine visitor or not. Another thing that they want to look at is obia, for instance, abia why application da, and to them no, because why visitors application that yeah refusal no based on certain should I say reasons they believe say to me no. And one of those reasons has to do with ABA Part 9 of year immigration rules. Reasons tia omobetumi e de refusal wo say ABA o submitted false documents and I say one for information be answer ho and answer information be a wode share ho no na enye no correct. Nti if for any reason omogidi say ABA information na omaye no na ɛnyɛ correct anaasɛ documents bi a wode kyerɛ ɔmo no nso no na ɛyɛ false document nti ɛno nti no ɔmo refuse wɔ application nti if for any reason why application bi da na ɔmo refuse based on information false information anaasɛ false documentation yeah, then you have to be able to go to a lawyer and answer ɛsɛ ohun mberanimfo a ɔmo betumi aboa wa ahwɛ saa reasons nti a ɔmo de refusal wɔ no because intention is very important. So ɔmo dwen sɛ ntrɔ ɛna wopɛ ɛde ato ɔmo anim deɛ a the usual rule is say and a 10-year ban will be applicable. Into sɛ wompɛ sɛ
La Eunice yi ho we dia ma mentwa wa no kakra wa ha because oho no oho no eya me na kakra now my application me de me
yeah
document aka ho na
yeah
mo dwen say document ama provide no enye nokre
yeah
ọmụ adwen mu o me nso metie sɛ document a mede aba no ɛyɛ nokorɛ nti in this case so ɔmo gyina ɔmo adwen no so ɔmo intention sɛ nti ɔmo bɛbande me anaasɛ then ɔhɔ no sɛ metumi approve style ɛsan kɔ back ɛkɔka kyerɛ ɔmo sɛ sɛnea momo dwen no nte saa ma sɛnya backing evidence ɛkyerɛ sɛ nea meme ka no anaa evidence a mede dii kan baeɛ ɛyɛ nokorɛ a ɔhɔ no ɔmbɛtumi ase sɛ ɔmo adwen.
into yes, when it comes to proving say you didn't have the intention to deceive them in saying yet their homogen and a honor,
Mhm.
then
Mm,
of course you would need an official third party evidence to show say
okay.
wo documents na wo kita no a
Mm,
genuine document into say
mm,
ebia wo bank statements and omodrin say a faker and then
mm,
Gillette every bank no
mm,
say wo statements na wo de buy no a genuine statement or account e wo honom or
mhm,
register account no sa date way wo
mhm,
statements na omo de ma wo ampa e omo ankasa omo bank statements are omo
mm.
print ma wo no in that period into
Okay,
everything that was presented in regards to your bank statement was
okay.
genuine. Into as long as you are able to get a letter from the bank that
Mm,
states that it was a genuine document. Of course, I mean, ube to me after bank no, ebisa bank no say
yes.
a
Mm,
genuine and they have
mm,
every right to do so because like I said, they can verify the documents that you have brought.
yeah.
Into
Mm,
would you say yeah almost can end no crack?
you know,
Yes, you
mhm,
have every right to tell them that unfortunately this is not uh correct and as a more view now more no is not right in terms of my
mhm.
documentation. Into
Okay.
that is why I always say when it comes to UK Chrome hardware, there's
Mm-hmm.
always a reason to rebut the other side. You can't just
Mm.
put your argument forward and then everybody takes your word for it.
For
The
it.
other party also has a place in terms of
Provide. Okay.
will reasons now the amount. So
Okay.
that is also something that um, you have to think about because
Okay.
for somebody to say will documents and yet genuine, no,
Mm-hmm.
they would have had to do some sort of verification. Answer no,
Okay. That's
I
correct. Mm.
would documents now no and yet genuine
Yeah.
because it's a very should I say
Mm-hmm.
um rude allegation into
All right.
say
Yes.
oh because will be documents and yet genuine there you
Mm.
must have made some checks and answer verified
Before.
somewhere before oh
Mm.
because ask them no into they don't just take it lightly when they are saying say
Mm.
oh documents no your false yeah.
Okay. Nti before obesan continue no, ɛhɔ na no, nti sɛ ɔmo aka sɛ me ɛnyɛ jack na ɔmo afei ɔmo ama refusal no, ɔmo ma refusal no nso no, ɔmo asan de 10-year ban asan ato wo so sɛ woatwa ntorɔ ɛna sei ne sei. Ɛno nso a na neɛ there is no ka ne sɛn ɛka ne sɛn ɔmo ma wo akwanya sɛ wobɛtumi apele nso adeɛ a ɔmo ayɛ no. Nti ɛba ne saa na ɛyɛ a na nkurɔfoɔ nsɛm ebu ɔmo nan mu ebu ɔmo kyerɛ sɛ ɔmo aba mu ebu complete sɛ mo a mo se ɛyɛ force mo a mo nso ama me akwanya sɛ mɛkyerɛ mo nso ama me akwanya sɛ me apele anaasɛ biribi nti ɛno saa no if you genuinely know say it could even be a typo mistake like mɛfa ne sɛ nansɛn cos yi a ɛbɛbɛ ɛbɛ yi ne ade ade yi obi deɛ a mehu recently ɔmo ayɛ typing mistake the document was really genuine but ɔmo type no na ɔmo type biribi mistake and sɛnea ɔmo type no wohu a wonhu sɛ ɛyɛ wrong typing it looks so genuine but home office for yɛyɛ no ɔmo kaa sɛ daabi ɛyɛ fake ɛna yɛde ama nipa ko no ɔmo confirming from company nso sɛ ɛyɛ genuine but then na ɔmo refuse sɛ home office sɛ ɔmo gye di sɛ ɛyɛ fake document in fact na ɛkɔ back and forth until sɛ ɔmo hu sɛ ɛyɛ typing mistake ɛna weifoɔ no yɛɛyɛ ɔmo nso so a na ɔmo cancel yɛka ne sɛ cos na kyerɛ sɛ they need to reissue a new cos meanwhile no ɔnni cos biom nti no such a thing no ɔmo ma wɔ akwanya no ɛno saa no what do you do can you still take saa no sɛ no me sa go legally sɛ daabi mo nsa hwɛ my application no mu bi abra appeal akwanya ɛni hɔ no wobɛtumi ayɛ saa.
I mean, when it comes to visa applications, Nadia,
Mhm.
there isn't a form of redress in terms of appeal. Say,
Okay.
over courts, and I
Mhm.
say, and can I say, you will go through a judge for them to decide. Say,
Mhm.
their home office can you know, and you're not correct. And
Mm.
I know, so most applications will have some form of administrative review, but with visitors visas, there
Yep.
isn't anything like that. And so it
Mm.
makes it difficult to obviously have a means of redressing the issue. No?
Mm.
But at least when it comes to judicial review is afforded to every form of application,
Okay.
unless there are um, no solid grounds for you to make a judicial review claim. And into that, as a home for no, because
Mm.
maybe based on evidence now or no, you may not have strong claim for judicial review. Into it's important that at least say uhum for now ujidi say you are in the right and
Mm.
they need to um obviously look at the documentation again and answer you need to have they need to have a proper look at evidence now what they buy and there then go down the judicial review route. I know say it's more expensive but at least you have the
Mm.
evidence that proves that
Mm.
whatever document you brought was a genuine document and they
Mm.
will have to compensate you and now say give you the right immigration status based on documentations now or the buy and see judicial review is also another form of redress in terms of applications for visit visa. as well.
Mm, okay.
Yeah. And so when it comes to, yes, I was giving reasons how almost share almost who said, oh yeah, genuine visitor. And
Mm,
see, I think so. I mentioned the fact that they look at personal circumstances, they also look at your travel history, and the fact that they also look at successive visits. And then the fourth one was where I was looking at, um, for instance, reasons where your applications have been refused, and
mhm,
almost share and no to now decide this current application. Why?
mhm,
And like I was saying, if for any reason the previous application was refused based on some false documentation and I say false information on the application, yeah, then you need to be able to show that there was no intention to deceive. Now per se, home office for no, and who say this is a genuine document until you can produce an official third party letter to show say the omo no ɛnyɛ nokorɛ ɛyɛ wo genuine document ɛna wode aba nti deɛ ɔmo pa akyerɛ no deɛ ɛnyɛ hɔ. So when they look at previous applications and the reasons why it was refused, ɔmo bɛtumi egyina ɛno no so ɛde a refuse so current one na ɔresan ayɛ no. So it's very important say oh yeah, new application there. Then you address reasons tia ɔmo de refuse so ɛwɔ baako no so.
mm,
Answer na watoa so with wo current application no. Because if for most people who do these visit applications ebia ɔmo hwɛ sika na ɛwɔ ɔmo account no mu
mm,
anaasɛ ɔmo hwɛ sika na ɔmo se ɔmo de bɛhwɛ ɔmo ho sɛ ɔmo ba a, sometimes nipa korɔ no sɛ ɔyɛ edwuma na ɔyɛ no sika sei ɛna onya but account no mu sika bebree egu account no mu, they are not able to explain the nti a saa sika bebree egu account no mu. So to the case worker, ɔno no ho ne sɛ, hey, na nipa wei, wo sɛ woyɛ adwuma wei, adwuma
mm,
no ebia yɛtua wo just 1,000 Ghana a month. Nti ɛyɛ dɛn na wo sika na ɛwɔ account no mu ɛkeka kɔ 30,000 Ghana cedis. I mean, dem adwuma pɔtee ɛna woyɛ a wonya saa extra money no. They
mm,
want you to explain. Nti, for instance, sɛ woyɛ wo side job, ebia wankasa wowɔ wo store ɛna wotontɔn nneɛma a ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo hu in addition to adwuma no a woyɛ no. Anaasɛ ebia wowɔ extra income from wo baabi a woma obi ayɛ a, they want to know. Nti it's not just presenting your bank statement to let them know say ae wowɔ sika a wode bɛtɔ plane ticket, wowɔ sika a wode bɛhwɛ wo ho sɛ woba a. It's not just about just showing your bank statement for them to see say wowɔ sika. They want to know how you came about earning that money and how that money came into your account. Sɛnea wɔn who say nipa wei deɛ woyɛ nokorɛni. So you have to be able to give them evidence to back their work. And then they also look at things like the fact that ebi and background so oba ombe ye juma ombe ye nyama ya catch and say on to me ye into they'll comply with the visa should I say conditions are no. Into when it comes to um ABI, the fact that ABI Yama standard visitors visa oba untumi nyɛ adwuma. Most standard visitor visa, apart from the permitted paid engagement visa, no, almost all of them untumi nyɛ adwuma. Oba untumi nkɔ school. Oba untumi nka sɛ wotontɔn nneɛma ɛde sika no akɔ fie. Unfortunately, all those are uh, prohibitions to visitors visa na one. Into there are certain restrictions ɛka visitors visas no ho a wontumi ɛnka sɛ wobɛyɛ wɔ kurom ha. Can you imagine sɛ wo so woba wobɛsra wo ebusani ɛwɔ kurom ha, woduru airport na pɛ ɔmo ehu sɛ wokita sraje ahohoɔ ebi 100 ɛhyɛ wo suitcase no mu. Then I would be, oh, me de be check,
Or the vegetarian. Or the vegetarian. Or the best. Yeah. I was in there.
Hey, oh, maybe so said that we be so for we 100 now, no, what's a crop harder?
Family and friends and siblings. Oh my day. Some of it's supposed
It's
to be
maybe
higher.
so no, if you bring
Mm,
their mind to things, say, oh,
mm.
and then you just visit no and a woba. Ebi a
Some are
woba to
trying.
tongue with your mom susu.
Mm,
And see,
mm.
then they start thinking otherwise. And so they want
Yeah.
to make sure so as much as possible, no, ubedi conditions now so. That
Mm,
is another thing that they are looking out for.
mm.
And
I agree.
hard doing
Mm,
their hard drink.
mm,
Last but not the least, so we say third party be and a air
mm,
sponsor or dear. They want
mm,
to make sure say
mm,
ampa sa third party no. Watch they say ampa only no ever personal relationship and as a professional relationship. Into say we say wo uncle and na ever sponsor wo chrome ha. And there as so chime say wo uncle ankasa wo uncle
mm,
as so otro letter and then the ID come ɛkyerɛ sɛ I
mhm,
woyɛ n'abusani ampa
mm,
and then they want to be able to see say wo uncle no ɔbɛtumi asponsor wo ampa
mm,
nti ne bank statement ne pay slips biribi a ɛbɛkyerɛ sɛ ampa woba no ebia woba for 2 weeks woba for 3 weeks ɔwɔ sika no a ɔde bɛhwɛ wo no nti ɔmo hwɛ ne bank balance sɛ ampa sika no a ɛda mu no ɛyɛ
mm,
enough to be able to also look after you during the visit period na wosɛ woba no.
mm,
And our uncles also know so to make sure that they have not been in breach or they are not in breach of any immigration rules. In see, say wo ka say wo uncle no ebia sisi a okita indefinite and the person hu indefinite na o kita no na omo etumi hu say okay we obi a ye betumi eji ne di say ɔte krom ha okita nkrata papa ɔno
mm,
so sa no so wɔ sika no a ɔbɛtumi de ahwɛ wo. Sɛ
mm,
ɔno nso ɛyɛ accommodation no nso so a ɔwɔ evidence of ne tenancy agreement ne anaasɛ ne mortgage deeds to show sɛ ampa ɔno nso ɛwɔ fie a wanso wo a woba no woba a wobɛtumi atena ne nkyɛn.
mm,
And I know so a lot of the time, especially when it comes to children applications as well, most times you will need those third party evidence more than anything. And it's important says akwalane di under 18 dia, then it means say oh your application ama obia oye penimu. When I say
mm,
obia oye penimu, obia oye the age of 18 to come
mm.
along with sa akwalane so because um it will be very critical say akola ever visitor
Wow.
ever. So they definitely need to be accompanied by an adult. Either say wa or chrome ha wobɛkɔ akɔfa akwadaa no aba anaasɛ ne akwadaa no a ɔreba no mode obi ɛbɛka ne ho na
Mm,
akwadaa no nso abɛka n'ebusuani ɛwɔ kurom ha. So it's very very important to also show those ties between akwadaa ne nipa korɔ no a ɔde ne ba and nipa korɔ no a ɔde ne ba no nso also has to meet the genuine visitor requirements ansa na ɔmo ama ɔno nso visitors visa maybe. So when it comes to looking at that genuine visitor requirements, Nadia, I know
mm,
say a lot of the time, when it comes to the uh, things I just mentioned, Nadia, they are very, should I say, critical of those things, and then they have other, should I say, things that they look at in terms of um, what will make somebody not seem as a genuine visitor. But
mm,
most of the times, personal circumstances, your travel history, whether there have been successive visits to the UK, whether or not nipa korɔ no a ɔreba no yɛ refuse no da ɛna reasons tia a wɔde refuse no And then they also look at the third party sponsorship as well, and whether nipa korɔ no or sponsor wɔn no betumi a sponsor wɔn te sɛ yɛn ɔɔka. Sɛ wɔn ankasa so na sponsor wɔn ho nso so a, then they have to be able to explain the evidence that they have. Sɛnea case worker no nkɔdwen sɛ sika no egugu account no mu kɛkɛ nti ebia they got it by ill means. It is very, very important that they look at these things in the round and sana almost the application no atum. And it's also a caution to those who also have children or almost say omoba under the visitors visa route. Make children are make nkola already under 18. I know say if any phone there Ubane in grandpa yeah kola, but that is not the kind of child I'm talking about. Meka nkola onwedi under 18. Inti, these are some of the things that they are looking at, and hopefully at least so to me at way, then you are more likely to be granted the visitor's visa in accordance with more policy guidance also.
Okay, la Eunice, medasi ewo ho wacheche mu pa na answer na maybe telephone lines no questions ba ko mienu bi a pendi am pese nka me bisa. Now menya obi a say ono oye adwuma o kroma o pese o invite ye ka ne sen ne nua bi de ba. Ne nua no em say wo 21 na ono a onhye da anye adwuma o school ni nti no but ono a wa ha no obeye program bi no pese ne nua no eba bi. Now owo bibia owo accommodation ni yire sebi ni yire aka baabi owo akwala baako owo 3 bedroom apartment akwala baako sorry na ka ne sen nti owo accommodation wo ho adwuma oye no onya enough money a chese odina ne so enti ne opa acha ne se ono obetumi a sponsor ne nua na oba no from A to Z without say akwala no kra be show bibi obetumi a sponsor ne plane ticket obetumi a they say ni akwala ne hia so be show up na eno saa no ono ye willing so odi bibia beto ono de akọkire home office ono no ya application ne kra de ama akwala na ba ne bibie ni akwala na ono ba no e de import no ono so so de kire ansa na home office for no ama no visa ne de aba ono saa no.
Okay, into ude can say nini no ewo school and I say
Mm,
minka university
yes.
into say our university there, then they have to be able to show say ampa omo university omo ye ebia 3 year course 4 year course
Mm,
into 4 year course no ebia omo third year mu into
mm,
third year no omo Christmas break Easter break and
mhm.
ebia
Okay.
summer break to say yeah kaya there from
Mm,
June to August no.
mm,
Nti akwala no ebia Christmas no na opɛ sɛ ɔba nti school no ebetumi atwerɛ letter sɛ yes nipa korɔ no ɔyɛ course wei ɛyɛ
mhm,
4 year course ɔwɔ ne third year
mm,
no
mm,
ɔwɔ Christmas break wa
mm,
ebisa yɛn sɛ obetumi akɔ ne nua
mm,
hɔ ɛwɔ UK for that Christmas break no
mm,
nti ɛno no saa no school no bɛtumi aka sɛ yes saa 2 weeks no ɔbɛtumi akɔ na
mm,
wasa n'akyi aba back abɛtoa so
mm,
with the course.
mm,
Also, when I was mentioning personal circumstances, make I say yes, woyɛ adwuma anaasɛ wokɔ school a ɛsɛ sɛ ɔkyerɛ. But they also
mhm,
want to look at other things like your family ties and
mhm,
social ties that you also have. Nti sɛ ne nua no a ɔwɔ Ghana no, ebia waware ɛna ne kunu wɔ fie a, anaasɛ ne yere ɛwɔ fie di a, then they
mhm,
have to show such family ties. Sɛ ebia ɔmo aware ɛna ne kunu anaasɛ ne yere ɛwɔ fie. If they have children nso so a, ɛsɛ ɔmo
mhm,
tumi kyerɛ. If they have other siblings including ɔmo awofoɔ nso wɔ fie a, ɔmo betumi akyerɛ no nso. And then
mm,
when it comes to social ties can be things that which is extracurricular stuff. Nti ebia nipa kɔ no wɔ university, but ebia they
Mm.
hold other positions within the university because
Mhm.
they are maybe a president of this club, president of that club. They
Mhm.
also do inyema ewa sorry nti omo role no pastor no betumi atro say I this is the role nipa we a play or a sorry very dedicated regular member, and they are looking forward to them going to omo near ho sign aba back. And see, you have to be able to show all those different circumstances are just showing
Mm.
the fact that Uko school no might not be enough for them to know say yes.
Okay.
Uba Uba sandwich akoba. So you
Akọ.
have to
Okay.
show your personal circumstances back
And so,
home
ɛwɔ
as
hɔ.
it is. Yes.
Hey, na kyerɛ sɛ
Yes.
biribiara na ɔsɛ wohwɛ na mebisa last question now. I'm going on a business trip. Now, my business trip no, near ɛteɛ ne sɛ business na meyɛ no, ɛno a na ɛtua me ka. So I've got my personal account at the business pays
Mm.
me from you could see so mo payroll no business na ɛtua me ka. I don't know sɛ Ghana mentumi nkyerɛ, but and there are individual businesses meaning say they are counting go meaning go through our payroll system you know, even if money is coming out from the business now it's not shown. I don't know, but where the or patch say or business or your no dia personal one on third party accountant be, but you could see say every month you know business is a free business account on each year or no into the personal account regular for the past 6 months regular income paying at the month. Now trip now ɔkɔ no ɛyɛ business no trip na ɔba ɔpɛ sɛ ɔba wehu some products bi wɔ anaasɛ wehu some company bi wɔ ɔpɛ sɛ ɔne ɔmo bɛhwɛ sɛ ɔbɛtumi ne ɔmo ayɛ negotiation bi na represent ɔmo. It's all about business. Enti
Mm.
no the trip no is sponsored by the business na ɔba no. Ɔkɔyɛ application business na ɔyɛ na sika wɔ mu paa because ɔasɔɔse for different companies nti companies bebree tuatua ne ka boom 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 like a month no anaa a week no koraa about 8 9 companies pay nti sika ɛbɛ mu paa. Na obisa sɛ trip na ɔba na ɛyɛ business ɔbɛtumi ayi so business statement no de aback ne sɛ ɛyɛ business na sponsor no nti business no statement obetumi ayɛ saa without adding a personal account or anaasɛ ɔsɛ ɔde ne personal account still a ɔde ka ho de yɛ saa application no.
First of all, when it comes to business related activities, no, they want
Mhm,
to make sure say business no and invite. So you would definitely need a letter from the company
mhm,
itself.
mhm,
It is a business no and a sponsor will trip there. Then
mhm,
you must get a letter from the company itself stating
mhm.
the main purpose of your visit. And
Okay.
usually with businesses, no, you are not allowed to come and do business in the UK. You are only
Mm,
allowed to come for some form of conference or training. And see,
okay.
there is nothing like you buying and selling whilst on
Mm,
the business visit. And
okay.
see, the business has to state the purpose for your visit, the duration of your visit, and
Mm,
what it is that you are coming to do during
mm,
that visit. And see, if it is to attend a conference, maybe they are holding a worldwide conference and a
mm,
business, no, like I said, because you have to be there to gain certain information and
mm,
data. You are being invited to come on the trip. Then yes, of course, once they've stated clearly all those
mm,
things in their letterhead. Now,
okay.
Papa, you are coming for a business conference, you are coming to, should I
Mm,
say, represent your business, coming to collect information to help the business grow, blah,
mm,
blah, blah,
mm,
blah.
hmm,
Into most business related
mhm,
activities, and I said trips now or
mm,
mobile will be sponsored directly by the business. And if they
okay.
are going to be maintained, either
Mhm,
say overtrain a personal account and as a business no able to
mm,
check. It depends on how they are doing it. If they are
mm,
sponsoring it directly, they will say so. If
mm,
or no, and I sponsor no home, so during the business trip,
mm,
he or she can state categorically say they have
mm,
enough money to sponsor themselves for the trip in terms of plane tickets, the number of days our spend it will UK Chroma. So it's very important that they show evidence from the company itself and what they are coming to do, and how they will also maintain themselves when they come. Yeah.
Sɛ meyɛ agye mmerɛ no nyinaa nanso no menhwɛ na yɛnkɔ Ghana Ghana na mekɔ a mehu sɛ yɛka CEO company bia CEO kyerɛ sɛ the number of times a wote CEO no kyerɛ sɛ ɛdɔɔso yie na me sɛ sɛ aha nso yɛwɔ businesses bebree so mentaa nte daa wɔ CEO bebree meɛnsɛ sɛ director company director bɛyɛ na kyerɛ sɛ obiara CEO no deɛ aka yɛ ano wɔ Ghana hɔ ankasa ɔtɔn ice water koraa na ɔno wayɛ mpɔtɔ bi kakra bi na ɔte akyirɛ hwɛ ɔyɛ CEO ɛwɔ ha CEO. I love that. Yo yɛbɛkɔ yɛ nim like Eunice mmerɛ ne kɔ nti no mempɛ sɛ menkora mɛgye me questions no nkurɔfo bi abisa 1 or 2 questions bi wɔ ha membisa baako ne deɛ na afei membie telephone lines no ɛntom wei si ɔde sɛn divine koraa wɔ he okay yes ɔse menka ne message no sisi a ade a mekan sisi abo afa me ni so okay osim please one has pending application osim please one has pending application with home office as parent with no legal status. Oh, okay. She lived with her aunt who was her financial sponsor and accommodation provider. Aunt provided document to support application. Aunt has sold the house and doesn't live with applicant anymore at her new address. Applicant's passport will be posted to her old address. No access to old address. If she changes her address with home office, does she need to provide evidence of accommodation and finance from new address such as tenancy agreement and bank statement again? And the question ɔde aba nie Eunice mo na agya aborɔfo no mote aseɛ yie sɛnea
Yes.
mekae no te aseɛ deɛ a patwɔ ma yɛn mmuayɛ divine otie yɛn ɔse
Yes.
otie
Where change of circumstance in her application. It's definitely no. So Oma if you can same phone who say nipa corner first no sponsor no. To say
Mhm,
their own sponsor ne biom into be for na air sponsor no. Into yes, you have to provide evidence of your new accommodation. Into say we'll say not first would say London, but to say I Manchester. So mom who says say wakɔtena Manchester ɛna nipa
mhm,
kɔ no a ɔsponsor wo financially ɛyɛ wo ka no sɛ wo ankasa na woyɛ application na almost send the passport number old address na
mhm,
ɛbɛkɔ
mm,
akɔtɔ obi hɔ wonsa
ɔhyɛ,
nka passport no bio nti
mm,
why would you not inform them sɛ woasesa wo address just
it's true.
because you don't want the hassle? You have to deal with it because it
Yes,
is a change of circumstance in your application. Into
yeah,
you have to inform them of the change of address, and if there's new sponsorship, inform them. Say, "Sisi, there will
when
be
you're
50
sponsorship.
sure." Yeah.
Eunice yɛda ase membɔ we telephone lines no mebie de atom ɛyɛ zero producer mpatwɔ fatoɔ ma me wɔse 0759662015 wobɛtumi afrɛ no on call wobɛtumi afrɛ no on WhatsApp ne nyinaa batumi wɔ voice note baako a membɔ ɛno ansa.
Good morning, my dear. Good morning, Eunice. The Masonid Mamma Bomma. But your question is said, so we hear application for visiting, and I said, Obusa said, who take a self employer? No, I said, how much income now when you're free? Savvy no more a year annually now. And only a business go now, we know. Sika when your business account, I transfer. Profit abeku personal account no saa personal account wo count every month sika wo nyina wo multiply na year na say 1 year na ɛna annual income na and as well as annual income from the business na ɛna yɛ business no operational money na business na aka say nya na ɛna yɛ income business na nya but a bit my difference it man amount na o profit when you be personal account or ultimate dinner. Any income or generate na whether man no. That's the problem.
Yes, yeah, that's it, Papa. Eunice in Pacho.
Yeah, and since oh yeah, visa application. Usually they ask about your income because some person who sika unya and the out sika na into business no has nothing to do with your personal accounts. If you are, let's say, a business owner now, or can say, or sika from business no into your personal account as your pay. We pay no na almost into so we sika every business no na odi tua wo ho a they want to know what is your own personal income for the year into say yeah 5,000 Ghana cedis and na bia I mean every month bia wo tua wo ho a and then they want to know say wo sika na wonya from business no e ya he per year into if it is 60,000 Ghana cedis and a winya per annum dia now the 60,000 no asheho. And usually they ask for your monthly income into if it's 5,000 you put the 5,000 and they will ask you how much do you spend each month. Now they will spending expenses so at all. They just want to know how credible you are. So we'll see when you way and he can now spending because we want to know say your bank statements does it tally with what you are saying. If you say you have money in your account so how is it can now every year no so yeah you were expenses ni free ma would they tally with what is on your bank statement. So that is the main reasons why they ask about this.
Yo, say obeti na yenkwe ni maybe a telephone line so nkrofo bi ba so na me pick no akate. Into telephone line you can call 0759666 sorry 9662015 betumi afrɛ no WhatsApp betumi afrɛ no main call ni nyina me pagya na majo so yenya Bema Samuel came to me day or say good morning madam, how long will I stay in the UK when my 33-month visa expires?
I'm not sure what he means by the 33 months, but I'm guessing say usually say your amount spousal visa, your amount 33 months, and your 30 months to say yeah, your amount leave to remain. When they are giving you that entry visa now, your amount 33 months. Into say or kita spousal visa, if he is holding a spousal visa and he is saying that he's been granted 33 months, he must apply for a further 30 months before this visa expires. So if he is watching and based on my assumption that he might have a spousal visa, he definitely needs to apply for a further 30 months before this current visa expires. And usually, if you're on the spousal route, you would complete 5 years, which is 60 months on that spousal route to be able to apply for settlement or indefinite leave to remain. And say, I hope say my answer the question because I wasn't clear.
Okay. Yenya odofo bi nso ewa ahoma ne so ne number end is 0592. Pacho yetie wa ahoma ne so. Oka se frame me entonka.
Pacho, good morning.
Good morning, Papa. Yejo so.
Pacho, my question is, I say British citizenship, my enemy ankasa.
Okay.
Now the come visa proof of parent responsibility. I person know some of those proofs, no, apart from maybe proof of address now that it's just a man and now or your responsibility. The man crown.
Okay. Eunice, we there.
Yeah.
Wo ba na say parent responsibility then I say okay. Yen you be my question, Pacho, what ya na?
Yeah, I think so. He was asking proof of responsibility, but I wasn't sure. Is that the actual question?
Or see or yeah British passport amanema. Pacho say na
Yeah.
can British passport na
Yes.
citizen.
Citizenship.
Citizenship enkwala no.
That's right.
Okay, so is that the way the question was phrased?
Yes, proof of parental responsibility.
Proof of parental
Okay.
responsibilities. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I think under the documents section, only be for proof of parental responsibility, isn't it?
Mm.
That's right.
Okay, so when it comes to documentation, proof of parental responsibility, usually birth certificate is the first thing that you should have. So what
Mm.
shows that you are the parent of this child? Birth
Mm.
certificate is the number one thing that proves that you are a parent of this child. Into say, oh,
Mm.
mommy din was so or papa din was so. That is
Mm.
proof of your parental responsibility for that child. Into birth certificate is definitely one thing that you should put there. And then if there are other letters, maybe from school, GP, you can add those.
Mm.
But your number one
Okay.
document that proves your parental responsibility is the birth certificate.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. But share program ne mami why?
That's it.
Yo, me that's so. Mpacho Daniel upon ebisa question, I say good morning to you. Please, may I know how much is to apply ILR total cost? ILR total cost. Indefinite leave
Okay.
to remain total cost,
Yes.
no. Mhm.
Wasan bisa BBB.
Daniel Pona Bisa Samuel asking which type of visa are you referring to? Family root based on your wife or husband, be specific. Now, well, lawyer Eunice ama both scenarios,
Yeah.
and I think say Obenya
Yeah.
answer. Mm.
Yes, and so say you can't indefinitely leave to remain applications that most of them cost £3,029. And so say, oh yeah, indefinite leave to remain application I £3,029 for that application.
Okay. Wenya yɛnhwɛ yɛn next question. So ɛwɔ he menka mpakyɛw meba na questions ne dɔɔso wɔ m'anim ɛyɛ a na mebie baako na mesan to mu na mekɔbie bio mu a na ayɛ nea ɛwɔ hɔ. But 1 second. Okay. So my next question. I say, please, one entered UK legally as visitor and overstayed. They have British child and apply for leave on 10-year parent route. If they switch to 5-year parent route, would they be eligible to apply for citizenship 1 year after indefinite or after 10 years? Or not qualifies based on the new rules? Would they qualify for citizenship? But on the question,
Hey, me do so answer the question from the way I Obisa question was say the person is applying for leave to remain on the parent
uh-huh.
with 10-year
I mean,
parent.
okay, I mean, can I say, please, or see the person entered on more basis, and so I
Yes,
enter UK as visitor
visitor.
and overstayed. Oh, say na
And
new rules be a by say overstayers, blah blah, baby, muna
yeah,
munimno, bibi no
yeah,
eh, you know, they have British child and apply for 10-year route parent. Okay, sorry, applied for leave on 10-year parent route.
yes.
Okay. If they switch to 5-year parent route, would they be eligible to apply for citizenship after 1 year? And then the first question.
Okay,
Between apply. And I said because of rule, they don't qualify. And I
okay.
say also yes, citizenship no after 10 years. Into three is like three questions in just one uh
In one. Okay,
scenario. And basis based on the new rules now about into the question. No.
okay. And see, I think that a lot of people are um getting confused with the fact that the settlement proposal no more yeah, it
Mm,
hasn't yet come into force. It is not yet law. And see, this is
okay.
something that they are just proposing, and I said they are just announcing.
Mm,
It hasn't
mm,
yet become law.
a lot. Okay.
See, if you are on the 10-year route uh,
Mhm,
to gaining settlements
mhm.
in his scenario or say in Nibakono, a
Switch.
10-year parent route no so.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
But
usually after
but
10 years
or switching for
or
5 years.
switching for 5 year route.
Mm,
Yes.
mhm,
Nti say nipa kono betumi actually say they have been on the 5 year route for a period of 5 years there. They can
mm,
apply for settlement and also they can apply for indefinite leave to remain.
mm,
Once
mm,
they have obtained indefinite leave to remain under the
mm,
British Nationality Act, they can apply for naturalization.
mm,
Into it is not that the fact that they are on the 5 year route into chinchina so almost around 10 years and son or more
uh-huh,
apply for
okay.
indefinite leave to remain. So
Mm,
if you have been put on the 5 year route, then it is 5 years to you getting the
mhm,
leave to remain, indefinite leave to remain that you
mhm,
will be seeking to apply for after the 5 years. And see, I think so. Some people also believe, say, ABI, your mommy 2.5 on the
mhm,
10 year route. Made
mhm,
to me this 2.5 no, they account 2.5 no, my dear mommy on the 5 year route. And sisa,
mhm,
on mama
mhm,
2.5 on the 10 year route. And no,
mm.
as you into two and a
Wobɛhyɛ
half no, my dear
aseɛ.
mommy on the 5 year route. No, and no, nowadays, shall say on the 5 year route. If there's
Ah,
no 2.5 no,
no,
on the 5 year route, and son, I
ah,
want to apply for indefinite leave to remain.
indefinite.
And
Nti
I
ɛno
mean,
no
so
in
then,
total no,
now
ɛbɛyɛ
yet says
seven,
7.5.
7.5. Okay,
Yes. And I mean,
okay.
so then, say, Mama, 2.5 on the 5 year route now. It's equal
Mm,
to 5 years. Patcho and sir, Mama,
mm,
2.5. Say, will sign
mm.
apply bill for another two and
So
a half
another 2.5.
and
Okay.
sana for 5 years. No, aso. Into these
Hey.
are some of the misconceptions that in Crawford Ewo. Into once you
Oh,
have
useful.
completed the 5 years
Um,
on the 5 year route, over to me
um,
apply for indefinite leave to remain. 10 year way proposals no more there banner there. It hasn't
mm,
come into force at all.
too
Into
fast.
my
Wow.
bohu based on
Enti ɛno
announcement.
saa no, ɔpɛ sɛ ɔyɛ for British citizen, sorry. Na
Mm-hmm,
sisi a ɔsɛ ɔkɔ 7.5 years because ɔsɛ
mm-hmm.
ɔgye another 2.5. Nti onya 7.5 na kyerɛ sɛ after that no ɔsɛ ɔtwɛn 12 months anaasɛ 1 year ansa na obetumi
Yeah,
ayɛ British citizen.
yeah,
Na kyerɛ sɛ
yeah,
in total no obenya 8.5 years ansa
yes.
wobɛyɛ British citizen. Na ɛnyɛ well sɛ still a ɛte one and a half year every yɛka ne sɛ 10 year
I
no so nti
yes,
at least 1 year nso deɛ mo nsɛm dɔɔso wotumi de yɛ nneɛma bebree. Akinola ɛsan aba Aki Tumide, sorry, ɛsan aba say you are right, madam. It's spousal visa, but in case I don't want to stay in the UK anymore. Now so Ben say abre UK for abre yɛabrɛ ma ɔde anigye aba abɛhyia ne ho kamfoɔ ɛwɔ ha ɛte a yɛama ne 2.5 we stay ha nanso ohu sɛ abrabɔ no a ɛwɔ ha deɛ no ɛne ne mfa nti ɔne after ne 2.5 na ɔpɛ sɛ ɔkɔ fie a na obisa sɛ nti ɛba ne saa na ne 2.5 ne ɛsa a mmerɛ bɛn na obɛtumi agyina ansa na wakɔ afei na mate ne question aseɛ because ne ho
yes.
pɛ ntɛm ɔpɛ sɛ ɔkɔ but ɔpɛ sɛ ɔhu preparation no sɛ ɛwu ɛna a mewɔ grace period sɛn na mɛtumi de apake me nneɛma de akɔ me nua bɛrima mete waseɛ wae
I mean, it's a 5 year route. I wish I could say after 2.5 years, but now indefinite straight away. But
Mm,
unfortunately, and to say,
mm,
if after the
mm,
2.5 you don't want to stay here anymore,
mm,
that is it. I mean, you don't
mm,
have any form of should I say immigration status here in the
mm,
UK. You can
mm,
leave at any point in time before your leave expires and
mm.
say you're going back to your home country. Yeah.
Okay. Sɛ yɛ nua baa ɛnɛ mmerɛ no ɛkɔ paa manyɛti nso yɛbie office na ɔmo gyina me hwene so paa ɛfrɛfrɛ but yɛyɛ adwuma wɔ ha nti no menhwɛ sɛ yɛ nua lawyer Annie Akofio so a ɛwɔ hɔ a mɛto nsa frɛ no na ɔno mfa pɔtɔ kasa ma ɔmbɛma yɛn brief summary in the English version so that we can just post that to our fellow country yeah, neighboring countries no na ɔmo nso ɔmo nya ɛho ɛmfa nti lawyer Annie, if you are there, please can you give us the summary in English format for us?
Yes, so good morning, Lady Manieti, and good morning to all our viewers and listeners, and happy Friday to you all. So, the topic for today was how can I show that I am coming to the UK as a genuine visitor? So, as Lawyer Eunice said, there are different types of visitors' visas. So, you have the standard visa, which is for tourists who, for example, want to come to the UK to visit landmarks such as the Big Ben, the London Eye, etc., or people who want to come to the UK to visit their family or even seek medical care. You then also have short term students who are like on a short term student program who can come to the UK, organ donors, or even people who want to come to the UK to marry. So, as part of the application, you have to specifically state why you want to enter the UK. And then the person, the sponsor who is inviting you, that person also has to confirm in their letter of invitation the reason why you're coming to the UK. Then the next step is that you, as the applicant, you would have to establish the relationship between yourself and your sponsor, whether it's a personal relationship or a professional relationship. So let's say a woman here in the UK wants to invite her mother, for example, because the lady has given birth and she wants the mother to help her. In that case, the sponsor would provide her birth certificate as it would show the relationship between her and her mother. And then there's also the need for the sponsor and the applicant to prove that when the applicant comes into the UK on a visitor's visa, that they will be accommodated. So the sponsor would have to provide either their mortgage statement or their tenancy agreement. And what is really important is that there will not be any overcrowding in the property. So the Home Office, they will look at the number of rooms in the property, and there shouldn't be any overcrowding, as if there is overcrowding, then the application can be refused. And then also the sponsor would have to provide their bank statements and pay slips, as they would have to prove to the Home Office that they have enough money to take care of the applicants when they come into the UK. So if the applicant states in the application form that the sponsor will pay for their flight tickets and that the sponsor will feed them whilst they're in the UK, they have to make sure that there's enough money in the sponsor's bank account to cover all the required costs. And then there is the requirement for the applicant to show that they are a genuine visitor under Appendix V, 4.2 of the immigration rules. So that just means that the applicant has to show that to the Home Office that if they come to the UK, they will leave at the end of their stay. So that's the requirement. In order to do that, the applicant would have to show that they have ties to their home country. So let's say the applicant is coming from Ghana, they would have to prove that they have ties to Ghana, so that after their visit, they will go back to Ghana. So let's say the applicant is in school. In that case, we would request for a letter from the applicant's school to confirm that indeed they are in school, and the letter should also confirm when the applicant is expected to resume school. And if the applicant is working, then evidence of that would help as well. Let's say the person has a business, then the business registration certificate would help, because it would show that it is more likely than not that the person would return to Ghana after the visit, as they have things to deal with there. Or even if the applicant has family members in that country, let's say children or a husband, all of that would make it more likely that they would return. And in that sense, the genuine visitor test would have been met. And then the Home Office can also refuse the application based on, they will look at the applicant's travel history to see whether, let's say the applicant at some point went to America or another country, the Home Office, they will look to see whether the applicant returned to their home country after the visit, or if they overstayed. So you just have to prove as part of the application that you are a genuine visitor and that you do not intend to make the UK your main home. So that's just a quick summary for today. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us. Thank you.
Yɛbɛda se lawyer Annie yɛda se yie paa. Lawyer Eunice, sa ha na mmerɛbɛma yɛn ho kwan. Dɛn na wode bɛgya yɛn ansa ne asɔre akɔ?
I know that the topic that we dealt with today is quite an interesting topic, and I think most times for those visit applications and to say you okay, you know, man found my what now also you for you 5-6 times maybe I man found more based on maybe as a more accounts more and I said the fact that they don't think that they are credible or whatever. Into when it comes to making these visa applications, I know so when it's critical, it almost seems like you are putting everything into it, but nothing is really showing for it. See a lawyer, see somebody who can help you see the gray areas so that at least say ban say ABI say we'll find another route sooner with the application then they can better advise you on other options or alternatives that are available. In see I'm sure I know say visa applications sometimes you're not guaranteed, and it is because they have to go through their rigorous checks before they can go ahead and grant them. And we can't also blame them too much because service visa ya na nkrofo so e de abeka ekrom ha, so they are very very careful about confirm when they visa also. It's
Yeah,
yeah, that one no any details no it was screen no
and it
so
was,
I said
yeah,
mo find out mo ne yen edi nkita ho a your number no yɛ 0208
yes.
493 7340. You be from Monday to Friday from 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Over to me after a book appointment night you know edi yeah.
Yo, line is a better say. And na ya line or see me bisa ne question. Linus me who question no. Meaning baby I de eto ye. Kafra. Yemreko. Oni watchna maybe sa wo you can say the community and the law ne so e de ama why pacho kafra yo madam nyina si Charles Emery meda si ye mete won ka chepa tili nyame nhyira o Samuel nyame nhyira Daniel mo nyina nyame nhyira oh Sir Fraser kafra ne man kenka mo messages ne bebre na mre ne konti mo fa ncheme nyame ya adom ochna the community and the law ne beba so baso den we have a very beautiful topic to be treated ewo honum nti no ubedwane a ubetumi so ayembia mentimi bisa o question wa fachanye bo apayo mre no ko nti no make a date with us tomorrow at 4 o'clock in the evening till 6, 2 solid hours. We can be able to attend to all questions ebeba on board nyaminka ye nyina ye ho na yen sorry na so until then next week same time ye be say share wa ha medomo nyina adios bye bye.
Based in London, we are a dynamic award-winning firm specializing in a range of legal services. Welcome to BWF Solicitors, a trusted and experienced law firm specializing in immigration and nationality, appeals and judicial review, dispute resolution, family and matrimonial, and other family law disputes with international context. These include matters such as private child arrangement orders, contestant and uncontested divorce, non-molestation for domestic violence, and financial remedy. Our childcare and family team appreciate the issues facing you at such a difficult time. Our advice is delivered in a confidential and sensitive manner. Meet Bernard Owusu, our esteemed senior partner, with over 32 years of experience and known for his expertise and dedication to serving our clients and the community. BWF Solicitors stands for integrity, respect, excellence, teamwork, diversity, inclusion, and service to the community. We provide tailored assistance specific to your case. At BWF Solicitors, every day is filled with dedication, creativity, and a commitment to finding the best solutions for our clients. Our team at BWF Solicitors is ready to assist you with all your legal needs. You can find us at the 4th floor, Anna House, 214 to 218 High Road, Seven Sisters, London, N15 4NP. Our main office line is 0208 493 7340, or our emergency line is 07712 761 884.